Hey everyone, today we're going to do an unboxing of the Canon R7. So this is one of the most interesting cameras just come to market. It's one of Canon's first APS-C mirrorless cameras for the R system with the RF mount. And I know a lot of people are going to be really interested in this camera, so I picked one up to do a review just to test it out, particularly with wildlife photography. We're going to be using this with the RF 100 to 500 for a lot of tests because typically the 7D series with Canon's DSLR system was very popular with wildlife photographers. The APS-C format there gives a little extra crop and a little extra reach for wildlife photographers, and that was always appreciated and always a very popular camera for that purpose. And although the R7 is not a direct replacement for the 7D series, or at least that's what Canon will have us believe at the moment, I know it's going to be popular for that, and yeah, I was just very curious to test it out, so I picked one up, and since I have it on the desk, I thought we'd do a little unboxing. So, plain black box. Let's have a look and see what we have inside. Warranty information, standard stuff. User manual, which, mostly I'm going to be using the PDF version of that. We have a camera strap here. So this is actually a little slimmer than the ones that I think I remember from the last Canon cameras I unboxed. Anyway, EOS R7 branding on there, but actually I like the small form factor of the strap there. Personally, I'll probably put a Peak Design strap on it, but yeah, nice looking strap. Here we have the battery charger. This appears to be the same as the ones I'm used to seeing from, well, for almost a decade now. Canon have been using the LPE6 type battery for the 6D series, the 5D series, and they've also been used on the R6 and the R5. So this is exactly the same charger we've seen for a while. Honestly, I kind of wish they'd turn this into a USB charger of some sort. Nikon's been doing that with at least some of their most recent cameras, and I think a lot of people would appreciate that. It's pretty handy to be able to charge things off, say, a USB battery pack when you're in the field. But other than that, standard stuff. Most of us are used to seeing this charger. LPE6 battery here. So this actually is going to be an LPE6H battery. These are slightly different looking. They have a little hologram on them. I think we'll see. Yeah, LPE6NH even. That's the actual model number. So this is a slightly higher capacity battery than the ones that were used in the DSLRs, the 6D and the 5D, but we have seen this NH variation used in the R6 and the R5. So this isn't a new battery, but it's nice to see that this camera uses the same battery. If you're using an R5 or an R6 as, maybe a landscape body and you were thinking about having an R7 for wildlife, it's nice to know that you can just change the batteries between them. There is also an APS-C camera called the R10 that uses a smaller battery, so that's one differentiation between those two cameras. The cheaper R10 does not use the LPE6 type battery. Not much else in here. A lot of plastic. Canon, can we maybe move away from having so much plastic in here? I'm sure you could have figured out how to do that with some cardboard. Okay, here's the camera. So there it is. Flippy screen, of course. That's pretty standard these days. Feels nice in the hand. Typical Canon, nice large grip here. Feels very comfortable, very familiar, except for this. This is a new feature on the R7. This wheel used to be in this area. Anyone that's used a Canon DSLR will have muscle memory and they'll want to be doing this, but now actually they've moved the wheel up here. And I gotta say, I thought this looked kind of weird in photos, but now that I'm holding it, that actually feels pretty natural. I think I will have a bit of residual muscle memory and I'll do this a little bit, but after I get used to it, yeah, I can see that kind of working. That feels better than I thought it was going to, so that's positive. A difference between the DSLR 7D series, there's no top screen on the R7, so that's something to consider. Like I said, Canon aren't saying this is a replacement for the 7D series or the 7D Mark II. Uses essentially the same sensor as actually the 90D did. This is maybe something between the 90D and the 7D Mark II in terms of, I guess, how they're positioning it. But actually, because the 7D Mark II is that much older, and the 90D for that matter, this actually has specifications that beats both of them. So I expect this to perform considerably better than those cameras, even though this is perhaps not marketed in quite the way that the 7D Mark II was back in the day. But yeah, first impressions, very good. It's a very comfortable camera. It's a little bit smaller than the R5. It's maybe closer towards the R6. And yeah, I'm looking forward to testing this out. So check the link in the description for any more content related to this camera. And yeah, for those of you who are interested in wildlife photography, I think this is going to be a very, very popular camera in the EOS R system, particularly with that RF 100 to 500 millimeter lens. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.